Hi everyone, it's Vinny here, and today we are reviewing something quite different. This is actually the ADATA XPG SX930 SSD. A short disclaimer here, there are actually a lot of professional reviews online for this. However, I'll be giving this review from the standpoint of a regular consumer and gamer. So, what does an SSD actually stand for? It stands for solid state drive. The consumer product has actually been around for around half a decade. However, if this is your first exposure to them, much like me, they actually serve the same function as the traditional hard disk, allowing you to access storage into your computer. But actually, this is quite a different beast, and we'll find out why soon enough. Okay, that being said, let's move on to the pros and cons of the SSD. Okay, firstly, the SSD, unlike the HDD, doesn't have a lot of moving parts, whereas the HDD has spinning platters and heads. This makes the SSD slightly faster than the HDD. On top of that, it's less prone to wear and tear and is shock resistant, hence making it more reliable. As for the cons, since the SSD is still considered a relatively new technology, the storage options presented for it are actually lesser, and on top of that, as compared to the HDD, the cost per gig is actually quite expensive. So that being said, a lot of people actually have both the SSD and the HDD in their desktop. So the HDD they actually use to store their photos and their music, and for the SSD itself, they actually store their operating software, things that actually require much more speed and performance. Enough being said, let's go to the unboxing. Okay, moving on, let's check out what's actually inside. Now, upon opening the box itself, the first thing we see is obviously the SSD itself. This is really lightweight, and over here we actually see two connector ports, the smaller one being for data connection and the bigger one being for power supply. Now let's just move this over here. Next, we have the disk bay spacer. This is actually 2.5 mm wide, and you actually add this to your SSD in order for it to fit better into, let's say, maybe your laptop. And obviously, we have the product manual over here, followed by the desktop adapter bracket. Okay, for this, right, we actually see a few holes over here, as well as the screws at the back, so you can actually screw it into your PC for a better finish. And the blue metallic finish is really a very nice touch to it. Okay, that being said, let's move on to do some performance tests for the SSD, so I'll see you in a bit. Now we actually have stats on the boot up time. For the HDD itself, it's 59 seconds, and for the SX930 SSD, wow, 21 seconds, are you kidding me? This is almost 3 times faster than the HDD. And next, of course, we tested it with the game we play, which is League of Legends in my case. Okay, for this, right, the performance isn't as obvious, but it's still present, I guess. Only 2 to 4 seconds faster in terms of loading the game. Alright, from the little test that we actually ran, we definitely see much better startup time with this. Long gone are the days where you actually start up your computer and then you go and take a shit, in my case, and you basically have to wait forever for your computer to start up. In terms of game performance, well, I would say it really depends on what kind of game you were playing. Like, for example, for me, it was League of Legends. Though it's not as obvious as the startup time, the difference in performance is definitely there, even though it's by a little only. Okay, that being said, is this worth the money? If you have been using the HDD for a long time and you're looking for an affordable upgrade, this is definitely a no-brainer. This is your man. Go and get it now. Thank you so much to ADATA for sponsoring us with this to do a review. If you like the review, do remember to subscribe and follow me on Facebook for more updates on upcoming reviews. So I hope to do more of this kind of reviews again. This was actually quite hard. It's my first time doing something outside of gaming gears. So yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye!
Meow 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 meow.